Right, we thank you very much that today is another day, and we have marked International Day for Nurses. That's fall on 12 May 2023. Florence Nightingale is considered to be the founder of modern nursing practice. In 1860, she established the first nursing school in the world. By establishing the School of Nursing, Nightingale promoted the concept of nursing as a professional, educate workforce of caregivers for sick. Nti Eraba ofan Nightingale, Jumeza otu nanama shronkon ashasi da oye entite, anado onye suhun ofan oye nurse phone, anodun ka shasi wo oye 1860. Ane bisibire yetum na yeko oye yinayim often oye nurse fo hunu dwumeza wotum wozi. WHO awaso na wodin sama babo to ga achiremi dem. Approximately 27 million men and women make up the global nursing and midwifery workforce as at 18 March 2023. The same WHO estimated that the world still needs an additional 9 million nurses and midwifery by 2030. That shows that we have a lot of things, a lot of work to do. The largest need-based shortage of nursing and midwifery are South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Africa. According to WHO report, 59% of all healthcare professionals are nurses, and the global workforce of nursing is currently around 28 million, of which 19.3 million are professional nursing. The remaining one are yet to be known. When you move on concerning the WHO, what they have put it again, almost the global nursing shortage has declined from 6.6 million estimated in 2016 to around 6 million in 2018. The bottom line is that by 2030, there will be a need for 36 million nursing practice across the globe. Say you should have made me here WHO to Muzaba to go. Each day you were a quantity you to me too. The man of WHO was on actually day. You can pen so sika ahowa automoko and nursing entity man. Nursing education today, an estimated of $27.2 billion is spent on nursing education. Said the Miss do here, oko wire nursing entity miza. Nature hena nurse fo. Wo ayem babia, midwife ahoro, wo ayem babia. Achede you were a konutu ankasan you would must be to me ye. Fiti oye Florence Nightingale. Nan more to moti wo oye 1860. Bisibiri. Nende waya oye otunfu alalepe. De. Henesa aka oye ogomtrenya. Oye Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association. Fifirmantum ogomtrenya nagasa. Oye Opain Alfred Adi. Wo oye fia wo ya woso kebi mezi yidu ababwa mamba be mepinyen otum okodo dem de bia make kiro mezi muntum mesesa o say muntum ka fezir fofo nka mezi no enti mezi Omar bin Abdullah and the ba bohwe association na kasa say can nurses registered nurses association na oya abeku ababere no ben kan ye kafi firmantum na dom dodo ahen so no wotum wo. So we are going to talk about that. Our leader, our chairman here for Central Region, will help us. Mr. Fred, good evening.
Good evening.
Right. Mr. Fred, let's see the attitude of nursing. Before we come to the attitude, say, can nursing association, the association, Ababri no Babazi, the sentiment of the association.
Oh, Medasi. In fact, well, dear Pa, you've done well with the data,
right? And
then current research and findings that what they're about. They are true. We'll share some by 2030. We really need some gap. We need some nurses to fill the gap that has been created by some systems as well as the COVID-19.
Yeah.
It's a small. It's huge, very huge,
Right.
very huge, very important. We share profession be not only the nursing profession. When you go to the medical, when you go to the teachers, as a profession, you should also have an association. Association, no, association, the coming together of all the practitioners to seek for their own welfare. Primarily, the duty of the association is to forge for their welfare. Welfare could be maybe a musika, it could be their conditions of service, it could be maybe a human resource, anything that concerns the workers now, fall under the profession, you know, that together we call them association. And for nurses and midwives, for the health sector now, we form more than 2/3 of the workforce within the health sector. So it tells you the weight that the GRNMA brings to bear when we are talking about the workforce in the health sector within the Ghana Health Service MOH. But I was starting on the way of boy, you know, medi clarity akra ebem.
Yeah.
The Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association.
Okay.
There were another institution which is also in charge of the training of the nurses. I don't know, the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Ghana. It's I don't know called Nursing and Midwifery Council of Ghana. Yeah, Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. For short, you know, kind of GRNMA. So this is in short what we stand for, seeking for the welfare of all nurses and midwives in Ghana. And then it is the only official mouthpiece when it comes to talking about welfare issues for nurses and midwives in Ghana.
Right.
And we hold the collective bargaining certificates. Some people see it as it's one point that we have overstretched. But truly, we hold the bargaining certificate for all nurses and midwives in Ghana.
Right, we thank Mr. Alfred for this explanation. You are watching MC Online TV, so keep watching MC Online TV. Now, according to the electoral investigation MC Online did, since 20 March 1960, the member in our share or association as say organogram national to region. Do you have national executive, regional executive, and the district executive? And what's their role?
Okay.
When we check about organogram.
Thank you so much. GRNMA is one association that is so structured in a way that we have a constitution that governs what we do and what not to do. Let me start from the district level so that I'll move up.
Yeah.
When we move to the district level, we have executives there. Currently we are having 9 executives. But come November, there's going to be a decision where districts will now be having just 5 executive positions.
Okay.
So as we speak, we have in Central Region 23 administrative districts. And each district will have 5 executives. And then from there, you move on to the region. But before I speak of the districts, we have what we call facility coordinators. It's a local hospital, but we say, oh, there is this coordinator who is championing the cause of GRNMA within. We say coordinator or Metro Hospital, we say coordinator, or this side, we say coordinator. Together, they will now come and then they will form another leadership. Where they will now have a district leadership. So you can see that from the district facility level or now hospital level, no, we have coordinators. And then from there we move to the district level. From there then we have the regional executive committee, which is also headed by the regional chairman. We have the first vice chairman or chairperson. Then we have the second vice chairperson. From there you move to secretary, deputy secretary. Then you move to treasurer, deputy treasurer, we have PRO, and then deputy PRO. So at the regional level, we have 9 executives, and nothing is going to change come November or next year. We're going to maintain the same structure. 9. It's only the district that will be shortened to 5. But for the regional, it's going to be 9. And then from the regional level, we move to the national.
Okay.
That one too is 9-member committee. We have the president, we have the first vice president, second vice president. And then from there, you move to the general secretary. You know, at the regional level, we have the secretary.
Yeah.
But now you have a general who will be the head of all the secretaries. So that's the general secretary. Then we have the deputy secretary. And then you come down, then we have the treasurer. And then we have the deputy treasurer. And then we will have the PRO. And then we'll have the deputy PRO. But on this note, let me quickly add, if you permit me, to salute my president, Mrs. Perpetual Fori Ampofo. She is our current president for the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association.
Now we have community health nurse. Are all parts of this association? Because we mentioned Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. Are community health workers or community health nurses are part of this association, or they are not?
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to say something. When you take the GRNMA2, we have the highest decision-making body.
All right.
So, bodies. So, when we have the National Council, which is a collection of the National Executive Committee members. That's a 9-member National Executive Committee. And then we have all regional chairpersons and secretaries. So, we are operating 10 administrative regions. We are not going by the newly created regions. So we have the old 10 regions. We all know them. So we have 10 regional chairpersons. We have 10 regional secretaries. When you put them together, they are 20. Plus the 9-member National Executive Committee, making 29. So we have a National Council, which is a 29-member council. So you see, though we have this national, we have our president and all that, we also have a national council.
Okay.
So regional chairpersons, regional secretaries, plus the National Executive Committee, together form the National Council. And then we have the highest decision-making body. That's the National Congress or Conference. That is where the policies and everything are decided. And then the National Council and the National Executive Committee are tasked to now implement those decisions. I hope I'm clear on that one. So the National Congress and Conference, that's where the decisions are made.
Yeah.
And then National Council and then the National Executive Committee are now tasked to go and implement same. So this is the structure of the GRNMA when it comes to our leadership, then the roles that we play there. That is it. So quickly, let me jump to.
Now, before you jump to the second question I ask, I want to know higher decision-making body, National Council, National Decision.
The highest decision
making.
That is the when you take the structure. You know, you asked me a question about the organogram.
Yeah.
So when you take the highest decision-making body, is the National Conference or Congress.
Okay.
When they decide, then National Council is told. Go implement it. Are you getting the whole scenario now?
Yeah.
So the conference is it's a convergence of members. Some of them, they are not even holding positions in wherever they are coming from, but they are stakeholders. They are part of the decision making. So we all go and converge, and then we'll take that collective decision. And the National Council and the National Executive Committee are responsible for the implementation of that policy decision taken by the Congress.
Yeah, on that note, I want to know, that's why I draw you back. We want to know our chairperson, just this decision-making body, when they sat or when they have a meeting, when they have the Congress, still now, she will be the leader of them.
The president will be the one who will be chairing that national body.
Okay.
She will be chairing. But of course, everything is subjected to simple majority.
Okay.
So she will just be there and chairing. But the people still have the power to decide what decision they want to take.
Right. Yes, I share. I am community health nurse now. Mr. Fred, community health nurse.
Community health nurse or a nurse.
Okay.
Penny role no. The work is more geared towards or in the community, but nurse. Look at the name very well. Community health,
Nurse.
or nurse whose focus is on what? Community health. So no confusion at all. Or nurse, but the focus is on community health.
Okay. Association biara obutuana mara we should find a way to have something like what the dues or what the income. How can association move? Do you pay dues monthly, daily, or whatever, or we remain on, or we wait for donors to give us money?
Question will be said the correct question. Papa. You know, there is this local song. Last time I watched one of your documentaries, I think you took some shots from Chufu Praso, the bridge there.
Yeah.
The local song that you used. Nobody will come and do it for you. What's the song? Can you give me the tune?
Yes.
Every minute. So it means it is our contributions.
Yeah.
We should always note that kakrana ode bano, kakra mede bano. Together, it will give us the resource we want. It will take us to the destination that we all desire. So one, we have dues that we pay. We have some levies. We call them monthly subscriptions. Congress, decided say every nurse, every midwife, our Ghana, Juma. These are the things, or these are the levies that has been bestowed on you that you have to pay. For dues, it is for the administrative running of the association. But permit me to spend some time with it. One beautiful thing about these dues, when it comes to Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, is that the current president and some presidents that have come before her, Madame Perpetua, and presidents that have come before her, though we are saying dues is for administrative running, they have also made sure that this same dues, part of it has been used, or they have established some sort of fund to help members to, in times of need, to help them. That is it. So this is one thing that the current president is doing. She has set aside some funds for loans for members with some small interest rate, 10%. And the ceiling is 10,000. You can take up to 10,000 and pay. What is the 10% interest rate? Is it 1,000 Ghana cedis? So you may end up paying 11,000.
11,000, yeah.
Which bank? From the same dues, so.
Yeah.
The dues that we are saying it should be used for, the day-to-day running. She's been able to squeeze parts. To kill it off, every year, every nurse must be able to renew their professional identification number. We call it PIN. Through her leadership, the association has taken upon itself to pay for close to 100,000 nurses and midwives to take that PIN, to be paying for them, to renew their licenses. Yes. It's unheard of. No professional association within the health sector is positioned to do this. There's no example. The only example is GRNMA. All from the Jews. We also have the developmental levy. It used to be building levy, but now it is developmental levy, and that is what exactly Madam President is also using to add more flesh or add more impetus to the loan, and then to support the health fund that we give to people. Some people fall sick, some people get into troubles, and then huge sums of money are given, cancers and all that, 80,000, 60,000, 50,000. Take it. This is a package from the association to you. And part of these monies are coming from the developmental levy, as well as the dues. And members are really enjoying a lot when it comes to GRNMA welfare packages. Very, very, very good.
Welfare package, very, very, very good. As the chairman is saying, Chairman Fred for Central Region. Now, we want to know, every nurse pass through school. When can a nurse become a pay up members you work for 2 years, 1 year, 3 years before you pay the dues, or immediately you finish your school, you start working, you start paying the dues?
Well, before I go on to that place. We have 3 levies that we pay.
Okay.
The developmental levy, and then we have the dues, and then we have the nurses fund. Nurses fund is more of a retirement package thing that you pay, and every member is paying 50 cedis. Every member pays 50 cedis, and that money is kept for you. And then when you go on retirement, that money is given to you with interest, peak, and then you add your SNI to it, and then you are gone. So these are the 3 subscriptions. The dues, which is currently 2%, and then we have the developmental levy, and then we have the nurses fund, which is 50 cedis. Then the development levy is 20 cedis. So this is what we are paying every month.
So all deductions are done in the form of deducting it from salary?
From source, from controller. Once you are working with Ghana Service MOH, your pay or your salary passes through Controller and Accountant General Department. So these deductions are made from source.
Can I choose, if I'm a nurse, that I want to withdraw from the association and correct my benefits?
You are at liberty. It is not by force that members are hooked up onto the GRNMB, but it is what you do, how appealing you are, that members draw to you. So far, GRNMB has been very appealing. That's why we have the numbers. We are drawing them. We are not forcing people to remain with GRNMB. Our actions retain them.
You are watching MC Online TV, and today we have Mr. Fred. He is the chairman for Nurses Association in Central Region. He is continuing helping us to know the association, more about the association. He has talked about money, benefits, donations, dues paying. We want to ask, their money is there to only to support the association, or they do other things apart from supporting the members in the association? Mr. Fred.
You see, primarily the association exists because of the nurses and midwives in Ghana, and that's the welfare entity of the for nurses and midwives.
Okay.
It's not everything that government will. Government is the employer, you are the employee. Yeah. Employers' perspective on issues will be different. The association's perspective on issues will also be different. But together, it raises or gives a good platform for employer-employee relationship. So, yes, we exist to support nurses and midwives in Ghana, and nothing more.
We have seen many projects around Ghana, as well as Central Region. So it's all parts of the association properties, or what?
Sure. You know, the whole thing is about creating the environment for your nurses and midwives or your members to always have something to look up to. You will have some nurses midwives who will travel from Bolga or from Tamale or from BA, Ashanti region. You have the University of Cape Coast here. They will come and do something here. They want somewhere to put their head, just for a night or two, and then go back. So these structures that you are attesting to, that you've seen in some other places, these are the primary reasons for putting such edifices up. Purposely to make sure that when you travel and you go to BA, you will find something there like this for you to pass your night. At subsidized, it's virtually free. Okay. Because a night in the standard room here in Cape Coast, here in BA, Ashanti region or Greater Accra or Volta is 50 cedis. Okay. Here, commercial rate per night for the standard room is 300 cedis. So when a member sleeps here and then pays 50 cedis, association has dashed that member 250 cedis for free per night. So if that member stays 2 nights here, it means association has dashed that person 500 Ghana cedis. So in all, it would have been 600. Association is saying, take the 500, pay only 100 cedis. So this is purely welfare thing, and that's what we have been established to do.
Right. So on that note, I think we'll go for a break, a short break. When we will come back, the last question concerning association, before we will go to the behavior change of the association, is whether do you go back to check whether members are paying their dues? Because at times people will have an association, they think we have enough, so there's no monitoring, there's no checks and balance to see that members are paying. Always you realize that, somebody has many benefit. Later on we'll cross check, we'll see that, this guy is not paying a member. And it will create a lot of confusion. You answer this question, but let's go for a commercial break, then we'll come back. Right, so we thank you very much. We are back now, so we are going to continue our discussion with Mr. Fred. He is the regional chairman for Nurses Association, that is Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. I think I get it correct today.
Gotten it correct this time around.
And Mr. Fred, our question concerning how do you monitor that this nurse is a paid up members? How do you monitor?
Before Yabeko break, I got your question right.
Yeah.
Trying to find out whether we are able to monitor the inflows.
Yeah.
I don't know one main responsibility of the president and her team. Okay. So I wouldn't want to go there. I know if they've been having a problem, Bianca, it would have gotten to us, but I'll leave that issue out because they have been doing that. Okay. All right. But as a regional chairman and my team here, our responsibility is also to look at truly whether members are also paid up. Simple. You have a system in place where I'll be able to check from your pay slip. It's indicated on your pay slip. GRNMA dues. We have the developmental levy, and then we have the nurses fund. It will state on your pay slip. So if they are not appearing, it means you are not paying the dues. And then we'll take steps to make sure that it is rectified. So we do that. And most of the things that we do, surely when you're coming to sleep here, you have to come with your pay slip. Okay. You have to come with your Ghana card. I see. So if you want to access service here in Cape Coast or elsewhere within the GRNMA administrative regions, you have to show your pay slip. And we will look out for the deductions. If they are not there, you yourself, you will know, and then we will take the remedial steps to make sure we rectify it for you.
Can a private nurse at a private institution join the association?
Perfect. It's been one thing that we've been working on, and we thank God, Madam President and her team and National Council, we've been able to put something together that nurses in private practice, maybe those working in some private hospitals or University of Cape Coast or any other quasi facility, they can now join the GRNMA. There's a system that we have designed and we have engaged them. So that now it's a thing of the past. Okay. Yeah, people can join.
That's very good and a good mark for Madam President, Madam Perpetua, We thank you very much. Now we are going to talk about typical communication, the effective communication, and relationship concerning the association. If I work at a teaching hospital or a district hospital, my behavior towards a patient, who should I report? Who can help a patient to solve his or her problem? Nti yɛrehwɛ dɛ aba ne dɛ maka association no ho na ma meyɛ patient ma akɔ hospital ndɛm bi ankɔde yɛ nurse ne kasɛm kɔto nurse no nkɔmɔ rezi no phone no ohia no retwa mfanyi no ɔdo toa no resro ɔyɛ mekasa nyinaa na phone tare na so ho. Mr. Fred, aba ne dɛm a as a patient bi a meyɛ ma akɔ hospital no aba na mana mutumito me pere mo bo association na manzia aba na mana mutumito.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. Issues of this nature, no, it had to be on the airwaves, the media, and all that. But when you go to the hospitals, we have structure there. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that people are angels, just as you find them in the police service, just as we find them within the other associations. We have the good ones, we have the bad ones. The bad ones for the hospitals, when you go, every unit, every ward, there's in charge there. There's somebody that we refer to as in charge, that when you have issues, or we call it unit heads, you give your issues to, and then that person will sit with you. If it develops to a point where the next in command must hear it, it is scaled up, and then your issues are given attention. So I will plead that where we go to the hospitals and then we face difficulties, look for the ward in charge. Report your issues to them. If not, some institutions, when you go, they have complaint desk, complaint units. You can go there straight, and then you put your case there, and it will be dealt with for you. So people who have difficulties, we plead with them to use the structures. When you take the hospital to the media and then so much noise is made about it, that's the only hospital you have. You go back there tomorrow. You go and you meet the staff, same staff there. My point here is that always try to put measures that will always inure to the benefit of all, but not to create impediments in our way when we want to seek for health service or something. So that is it.
That's what Mr. Fred will tell us. Now, young nurse for what TTP, what school, what Sinyazi, Kasa, Nkitahotipi, or Tumno Krodo. Yes, still, you see negativity in it. So that shows that all what they are teaching them, they are helping them, their leaders are helping them, they are not learning. Mr. Fred. This is how people will say this. How
I wouldn't say it is not true, but I would say that they happen everywhere. I'm not putting up defense for all these things, but they happen anywhere. But what you do when these issues are reported to you is what matters. You see, how many years would the nurse who is being trained spend in the college or the school? 3 years. Some other programs, 2 years. How many years has this nurse spent with the parents? The soon-to-be nurse. How many years has he or she spent with the parents? There are certain lifestyles or certain attitudes that the person is coming with from the home, from the background. But we tend to close our eyes to them, and then we expect trainers to change these nurses and midwives or these trainees overnight. It behoves on parents and on the society where they are also coming from. When you have Obabema, not Subani Nya, do your part. Make sure that you have also given a good parenting. Do not expect that the Subani Nya Mumba Medina go training, so that should be all. They are also bringing something on board from the home. But that is not to say that we shouldn't also hold them responsible for any of the negative things that we hear. Those that we hear, we take on action. We take them on, and then we give some punishments if need be. Some of them, they also lose their licenses. Nursing and Midwifery Council will withdraw your license. Association has the power to also recommend to the Nursing and Midwifery Council that because of this and that, you should withdraw the license of this member. So we do so many things just to make sure that the best of attitudes, the professional standards are adhered to. I only veer towards the parenting and then the home environment because we as parents, we also have a role to play. Whatever you see and then we complain so much, it's true reflection of where the people are coming from. Not only the profession that has changed them into that. But of course, we'll stay strong and stay true to our ideals of making sure that the standards are respected. That's why we have punishments. But of course, not all the punishments will deter people.
Yeah.
You mentioned that some people are using their phones and all that.
Yeah.
You and I will bear with me. I know maybe next time you invite me to come and talk about the importance of maybe ICT or whatever in health care or in the nursing and midwifery, whatever. You need it. But at what time? At what cost? Is it the time that you want to liaise with the superior, a doctor, or somebody that you want to give you input on how to manage a certain condition? Or as you are caring for somebody, you are making TikTok and you are laughing, somebody is in pain, you are laughing. So all these things are looked at, and then the appropriate sanctions are also preferred. Please, I hope you are getting me.
Very well.
There are certain things that you'll be helped with, but the person wants to get it from the online or the internet for you. There are certain repairers of late when you give your system to them to fix for you. They will also go on YouTube.
Yeah.
As they are sitting in front of you, you are talking to them. They are on YouTube watching. You may think they are making mockery of you, but they are trying to diagnose the problem that you have brought. Maybe your TV is not working. They are watching a video that somebody has posted concerning the same problem. But of course, what's your demeanor? The person is in pain. Don't give the impression that you are talking to somebody and you are laughing and all that. We are saying a nurse, a midwife should be empathetic. When we say empathetic, is somebody who is feeling your pain, who is with you on it. But not when me, I'm crying, then you are holding a phone and you are laughing. There are two distant things, yes. So these are the things that we are looking at. The phone can be very helpful to us, but at what cost? What time do we use it? That's what we want to emphasize on. When we take it out, it will be difficult because it helps.
Somebody will say that Mr. Fred has mentioned police, teachers, and others. They all pass through in terms of negativity when they are doing their work. They do negativities, or they do a different thing outside of what they are doing. A teacher who is teaching in a classroom, you see the teacher, she or he has to pick a call while she's teaching. It's a negativity, somebody will say. Then at the same thing, a police officer who is policing some place, she will take a phone whilst having a gun, using one gun holding the phone, and maybe tweeting or WhatsApping or Facebooking. All these things, people will say it's negativity. But yes, sir, somebody will say, you will see police people going on training. You see teachers going on training. Did the nurses association do training for their members?
Okay, training, by that you mean
when they
workshops?
Yes, workshops.
No,
yes.
Yeah, we do, even at regional levels, we do so much training on attitudes, on professional standards, not only for the maybe the members, we do for managers, so they will appreciate the level at which some nurses and midwives are coming. There are 2 generations or more, maybe 3 generations. Yeah. You may be elderly. There's a young one coming that everything about them is about phone.
Yeah.
How are we managing them? So all these trainings are organized for members, and then the cost is borne by the association, not even government or the ministry. Association pays for all these things. So you can be there as the head of department, your age, you and computer, you are not friends. But the ones coming, everything about them is what? This full, this. So how do you manage them? It's not only about you giving training to somebody, but we understanding, or for us to understand that there is a gap we call generational gap. How do we merge it so that the patient or the family of the patient will be the ultimate beneficiary? So when I'm telling you that, put the phone aside, do this, do that, this new generation will want to know, but I'm doing my work, I can still be on the phone and talk to somebody because they have this hands-free. But let them understand that, oh, okay, though you have hands-free, because of empathy, don't be laughing when the other one that you are working on is in pain. Once the understanding goes, and that's how we shall do good, but no, the understanding will come. The understanding will come. So this generational gap thing, association organizes programs, workshops, and then we bridge it to benefit the society. Today I'm here strong, tomorrow I can be sick. If there are things that you're supposed to talk about, you don't talk about them, it will affect you.
Yeah. Somebody was saying, when you go to a Catholic church, you see the gestures and postures. They bend down, raise their head, clapping. They are all postures and gestures. And the same time, when you go to Muslim mosque, you see the same gestures and postures. When you go to communication, we have effective communication. How you communicate with your friend. The gestures and postures are all part of communication. So if a doctor or a nurse is looking after a patient using a phone, Mr. Fred will say, now you see that we have a gap. A gap means now people are maybe using computer to do many things, using phone to do many things.
For your own benefit as a
Yes,
patient.
as a patient. But time factor. So the gesture and the push off of a worker, a nurse, maybe looking something to treat the patient. Whether your gestures, you are laughing.
You can even engage. You can even engage the person.
Okay.
You see, you have seen me use for Bavi.
Yeah.
That's why I'm using it. No, they are sharing. Nobody say, oh, okay, this phone that you are using is purposely and for me. Engage the patient. One day, if you say you are just using the phone.
Because
So engage. Oh, auntie, phone oh, mommy also better has say it's a measure na my sort to eye. No.
Yeah, no connect.
That is it.
National Association also a pledge I want to also unity is strength. Me to years I'm 20 maybe some afraid that unity is strength. Why unity is strength and echo uniformity. Patient to a whole nurse or anti-nurse. Na anti-nurse so say wa bro anti-nurse so abaya na edwuma mo za mo edu no mo za ma wode etumeda but ebi so ko hospital wa hawadwe papa o shoot interfa e makode nyako ebi so ko hospital wa hawadwe ontena ono ntena onye ho ne nyina ho onda ho no nda ho no wa cha ho tini hina association so yehwe hona ahyen so ndwum ebi o say unity is strength or
yes, your motto. That's our motto. Okay. Yes, unity is. And indeed, if Munina Kambum woho, say prayer but if it's a bundle, ubuma a bedding. So when we are together, we are different categories of nurses and midwives. We but if we stay together, we are championing one particular part. And then even at the ward, more and more patients and also. If in Kabum ever honswa, a patient, but if you honor we say so we say it goes against the recovery of the patients. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
It's a human thing. Yeah. Wherever you see humans, there's always this small friction. Yeah. But yensi as I say, well, you Kabuma, ma bibiaso.
And Kabomi ye, Papa, Damino, or Penny Fred, or Tumno Orca. Name a pere bisa Mr. Freddy Day. Association to Oboa members in the pa because and what church school call how be to me say upon Medina somebody in association with Mutan, Madam was in Coach my church, and my pere Massa San, a chili beam. A boss a buzzy can association on the ministry of Franchinoco for the bottom chalk. Me the baby me yanda, baby any hala, Nihina, you crow a home. Did you reward them in terms of you are doing your program, you are doing maybe a festival, did you reward them?
Sure. Awards are part of our workings as an association.
Okay.
Every year we organize annual awards, and then we award different people in different categories. Somebody gets award at rural performance. The person has done so well when it comes to rural work. The person receives award. I think the last time the best nurse award went to one gentleman in the northern region, Tamale. He had a car.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And this year, come December, we will hold such annual awards at Kempinski. And then the best nurse midwife will take home the car. Yes, so people are awarded. And that aside, there are other awards categories that people also get mentioned. And it's one of the things that is making the association very, very attractive.
Mr. Fred, I can be kuma baby me I saw him to my son. I remember him mudo. Me pere ye use the member. Ye share president. Ye Madam Perpetua. Ye can no was no board tomorrow. MC online TV. Ye hu Madam no jumeti p jero tomorrow and hona sabi akonscienti wotu na robo hona bado se Madam Amfancham da bia na mabos ke bi 80,000 Ghana cedis. We forget can 80,000 Ghana cedis. Abana bi no 800 million in Kano. Madam Perpetua, the means tomorrow. That shows there a domo who is human, we are human. I bet someone a bit more catch on the national executive.
They are doing very well. Fantastic. Fantastic. Juma more and easy. And we will continue to appeal to members to say, GRNMB support to nurses and midwives in times of need. It is real, it is true. And yet we be a beka say be a yeah dummy check near kujina baby na yeah their money panel. It is very true. People who are going for renal dialysis, people who are treating cancers. I'm not here to mention these things to remind families of all the pain, but to let members know that these are areas that association is also supporting and making sure that members are getting the support that they need in times of trouble. And it's one thing that we are doing. And aside that, I want to quickly mention that the association is also into helping people who have legal problems.
Okay.
You are working and then there's an issue and then you are taken to court. You are giving lawyer, you don't pay a dime.
Oh, I see.
Association pays all for all these things. These are all things that association is doing for. But that doesn't also mean that because association is doing this, when you are doing certain things, you wouldn't be careful. Medical legal issues are serious issues when it comes to nursing and midwifery. So always make sure you stay within the recommended space or standard so that you wouldn't run into trouble. Well, of course, there are some that are just inevitable. Once you run into them, association is there to help you out free of charge.
Yeah, but man, me batampa at the Nurses Association in Hina, Wagan here, but was papa. Or send the Abbey, I insist pin, Yana, it was that big minimum. I made man a month for Conado pin, I made man a month for Back Association who a big and china on the Sabi, net and paying fracas of power nature be to now. Oba wasn't a fool to motor and a marable to my boy about papa. MC online TV. You sure, but a doctor, whatever office, and you watch your chunk. Not in the pa, I yet to the boy, I yet Nurses Association in Ghana. I wasn't if it to a kibby the train. So then you corner door, then you watch your chunk. Here corner door, then you but snap a ponocono, near for you, won't you pie to marry. They good able bomb payamo. The wood may be a son to non tumpo, now you pay prayer the boy. Oya association wo tum no okone yim pa no ontum onkwayim sene kakra pa yetete wo ya na mo tum retu yehunde ebobo nsima mo pa nti akopon nhiraw ankasa e basa na ko oya wo ba wo finfiri manto ma ha oya openi Fred no se boba na bado sene onnam wodo me no so bay no odense pinye na etuma da aba o sene se panyin soma abofraba a ohyena ase na wankoye ya oma oman ni jija anenti na sebe mpanyinfo bube so amanya ne dai umfa mpanyinfo ho eziban umfa mfra mofo eziban mo nche uche mpanyinfo ho ne zankweten ansa abacha mofra ho ne ze ana oboto oboboa meye ho ne yiwo mpanyinfo nko yiwo mofra nko nti ya chere wo ba na ohwa oye finfirmanto ma ha oye panyin fred no so ototo ne zama yi anenti of bere to bere no otuma yozu nkomo anenti of bere to bere no asoma na arepia bibiara etum no otoko oya asomje nyan ko panyin shira ho hiara ye ba ko oye panyin fred ho se na ano na nda yibere ne twa nkomo panyin fred ofuto eze wie esimama oye wodoma wo hye wona ase nkankan ko sebro yesi communication gestures and postures at workplace.
Yo, before I may respond to that, right. Come Wednesday, we'll be having a regional lunch for the International Nurses Day.
Yeah.
And our theme also share immigration of nurses and midwives, a threat to Ghana's health system. Okay. Share the way I'm nurses and midwives move to call US, UK, and easy. Not that they don't love Ghana, but Obia per se, you will be or ye piano. They also in your womb. Okay. So greener pastures, good conditions of service. Yeah. These are the things that are working and pulling our nurses and midwives from Ghana to the place. And see, yeah, I was Ghana no, I was Central Region. Wednesday, we may in shame. They assess the threat that this immigration of nurses and midwives is posing to Ghana's health system. Come Wednesday, our GRNMA hotel. Advice na dey advice ade bia dey my members here. Dey bia no, you say when you are in difficulty, don't keep it to yourself. One of the issues are that of mental health. Bibi na enko here, there is a colleague, there is a friend, discuss with the person. Bibi na uhuswa bisobi. Men feel depressed. And man tete. Men go sense. Men fa man go say we concert. Bibi nko yenti. Uko endure life. So advice I made more say. Know that there is somebody you can always speak to or speak with and discuss issues with, and everything will be fine. Unity is strength.
Unity is strength. Sampa ibada oya opin faith. Adi. Ibada na saba papa the so what to mamba no ya be the member be mission queen osi ya hye so there ya yekui ya association ni you were him ma me ba tana ota hinechi wo him pimfa wota hinechi nti de biara mama onye da wo ha kire then somebody will say don't cry more than the bereaved ibia won ye yin anu mom za na otena ho awo ye yin obo amenjeje na ahya seruso ne pekora yin an so ye ne za na onye de ne moment inya hawa bompanyinfo amantie na ma oba de ne biara panyinfo butumi tuana ma na efi otun aba aboa anta panyinfo ho aninti na ewo jeje ohunu mu de ofibere to bere no so abane de we yi mpanyinfo a wo so butum na akyera wa adwen nti dama Mr. Fred odutu na sebon de yenhye ne so de yiwo panyin wo henachir mama mbe na ahokyera aba akasa na wamin dabi ne mu tuana mar bompanyinfo amantie na efi yentum yenko nko henayim obibiara ofibere to bere ota hedwumezi wo oye MC Online TV woso kebi woso woze heneden woso wonze de hawa rekodo wo edwum hawa rekodo wo krom wo henen na na moro to ni hina ntomo nko yim no ehina e baka bom woso be kebi no so be kebi na ehina ya kebi ama bibiara so etum ne etumpon akoyim na hyane so de say follow hina Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, every place. Click on MC Online. Bibiara baba. Me ho YouTube bibia edem ho. Ti bo mazana of beto bere. Ti henechi. Na yaza nyoboko sumda. De bia kanum na nyoboko deme. Ehwe oye program why kan wo phone why kan wo TV din. Kodo na say hwe oye MC Online TV. Kodo hwe na YouTube ka tubi. Yere nanto a wo so nanto. Yetena ma wo so atena ho. Yo so gyan wo so asore gyan ho. Shana so there, Mizan is a man, Mizan is Omar bin Abdallah.